This is the only reason that, and I hate the fact that my mind has come to this, but I can't think of another way to get people to get vaccinated. And it's not, again, you said it yourself, it's not for them. It's for fucking me. Like, you know, it's for you. It's for our industry to be able to continue without shutting down, you know?
Yeah. And I do, for DJs especially, it's like, guys, I mean, I've seen DJs complain and they're like, oh, the venue says I have to be vaccinated. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
You were out of work for an entire year. Like, forget the politics, forget the health side of things. Like, you're a 40-year-old dude. You don't think you can take a vaccine just so you can go back to work and put food on the table? Like, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying, you know, like, come on, man. Like, weigh the options here. It's like, it's not like, this isn't 2019. This is 2021. We're dealing with a real crisis. 228 people a day are now dying in Florida. You know what I mean? Like, it's real. So it's ridiculous to think that the rest of society is just going to be like, oh, okay, no problem. No, man, we all want to take care of ourselves. And if you can get it, please do. If you don't, I don't think any less of any of these people. I really don't. I just wish that it hadn't become so politicized.
So
go ahead.
I agree with you. And one of the things that I've had to curb is my anger and my name calling, because I know that when I get frustrated, that's right. I mean, I just start, making jokes and calling people out.
Yeah, me too. I'm really bad about it. But in this particular case, I do have a lot more empathy than I normally do with other social.
You think so?
Issues. This particular one, because I'm going to be honest with you, man, I didn't want to get, when they said that there was going to be a vaccine, I told Britt, I was like, I don't want to get it. And she's like, why? And I was like, I don't feel like I'm in a danger group at that point in time. The Delta variant wasn't around, like I didn't feel like, I'm in really good shape. I could still run 9 miles in an hour, I felt like I was like, I don't need it. So I'm not necessarily going to get it. Then, my mom was like, hey, because of Jimmy's situation, my stepfather, they were going to get it. And I was like, you know what, to be around them, I need to be safe. And it was going to make Britt happy. So I did it. Yeah. But now, 3 weeks ago, I went to a trade show, a conference. Yeah. And like almost 20% of the attendees got COVID.
Jesus.
Three of them were vaccinated. The others were not. And one of them passed away.
My God.
And that person that passed away was a friend of mine as well as a customer.
Yeah.
I shook the same hands that he shook at that show.
Yeah.
He definitely got it at that show. And, they're saying that the autopsy hasn't revealed anything yet, but it was like, there was nothing wrong with him before he had COVID. Like he did have underlying heart condition, but I guess in my opinion, it's like, well, but would that have been triggered had he not had COVID?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's...
It's possible, but why take that chance? You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point that you're making, because one of the things that they talk about is the deaths from COVID. They're calling deaths from heart attacks and from other things that were COVID. I'm like, look, if this person had a heart condition and they got shot in the leg, and that leg shot gave him a heart attack, did he die of a gunshot?
Yes. He wouldn't have had a heart attack. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So the problem here is that people are thinking that comorbidities. You know that obesity is comorbidity? Do you know how many people in America are obese?
Oh yeah, crazy amount.
Like it's since I'm obese, my fat ass was right in that vaccine line the minute they said smokers, because they didn't even say what kind of smokers. So I was like, you know what? I'm a smoker. But you know what? At the end of the day, man, the whole don't think any less of them. I have a hard time, and it's not that I think less of them. It's that, you know what it is? I think what it is that the reason that I love not advertising, but the reason I love marketing and promotions and all of that is because of how persuasive it can be. You know,
That's why I hate it. It turns wants into needs, and I feel like it's, I've tried it promo only not to be dishonest. I believe in truth in advertising.
Yeah.
I don't like. I get what you're saying.
It's a tool. it's a tool. And you know what's funny? When I was growing up, one of the things that my mom, very religious woman, when I was growing up, she would say things that like. So we need to go and we need to evangelize and we need to talk about the good news and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, so it's like a sales job. And she's like, yeah, but it's not really, not like that. Don't call it that. And I'm like, yeah, but you're just marketing. You're just selling God, right? That's just all it is.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, that is all it is, man. The reason that we have the problems that we have, the solutions that we've had, the divisiveness that we've had so far, all of that has to do with what? Marketing. All you have to do is say it the right way. It's fucking
or the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like,
the most persuasive way.
Yeah, you could be marketing for the other team and not even know it.
Exactly.
By being that, and that's what I'm trying to get through to these folks who really want to see us reach the 70% mark or 75%, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, you need to change your technique, because calling people names, telling them they're selfish, heartless, all this stuff, it's not working.
Yeah.
So what would work for them? Appeal to that nature. It's like, if you think they're truly being selfish, then why don't you appeal to that selfish nature and say, hey, this is about you. It's not about me. It's about you. It's not about me.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You can't do it to strangers because you don't give a shit about strangers.
You're right.
But I do care about my friends. I've got a lot of friends in Alabama who are very they're very much against the vaccine. And when you listen to why they're against the vaccine, a lot of what they have to say, you have to go, oh, yeah, I guess I understand that. And then you have to follow it up with a retort that gives them some extra information that might have them see your point of view. Dude, so many people come to these conclusions in their own time. Just because you decided to take the vaccine the day they announced it doesn't mean that every single other person should or have to. I'm hoping that this FDA approval that happened this week will get some of the folks who are like, well, it's not even FDA approved yet. Well, now it is. Is that going to convince you? Like, is that enough? And I've already seen, I'm seeing, stuff on Facebook saying, well, the FDA approved Red 40.
Yeah, there it is.
And all that. And I'm like, well, yeah, these are actually good points. And to take that away from them, you're automatically putting yourself at odds. They're not listening anymore. Now they're starting to dig their heels in, and that's not marketing. You want to hear.
That's fair.
A good salesman is going to ask questions to find out what the person he's trying to sell to, what their needs are.
That's what you
have to do. You have to. What do you need? How can I meet those needs? That's what sales is about. Yeah. So
we need to sell them on this.
Marketing.
Yeah. I mean, to borrow a line from Boiler Room, in every call a sale is made. You either sell the person on the product or they sell you on the reason why they don't need it.
Right.
And
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you? So switching gears just a little bit, and we'll go back to the vaccine thing, I'm sure, because I want to talk about concerts and stuff. I have some updates on bands that have dropped out from concerts that I'm going to. As well as updates from Halloween, from the organization regarding vaccines. So we'll talk about that in a second.